Hi, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a beautiful day in a beauty wood, a beautiful day for a beauty. Could you be mine? Would you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hey, good morning, neighbor. Hi. Richard Roberts here, Village of Venetia, and thanks for tuning in. This is maybe the first of our summer shows. Maybe we did a couple right after school was over, but this is, second week of July now, July 10th, 11th, somewhere in there, and we're right in the middle of our second week of 4 weeks of music theater camp, and we are so blessed to have two different organizations come to the Village of Venetia, to historic Wright's Church, right there at 788 Venetia Road, and do wonderful theater all summer long. These camps start, like this week in particular, 9 o'clock to 3, and they're doing Moana. If you know that Disney movie, if you're familiar with that, they'll have that show this Friday night. You see that there, ages 10 and up to senior in high school. My two oldest, or my second and third, are in that. And so, again, it starts about 9 o'clock. In fact, you can come out. I'm there. I've got a little booth with coffee and muffins, and just to welcome you to the Village of Venetia, to welcome you to Theater Music Camp. And so that's all this week. And the show, I think 6:30 this Friday night. Come and see. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've seen clips of it. Of the Disney movie. In fact, I think there's a Moana 2, either out or coming out. But this is the original, and it's going to be exciting, that's for sure. 2 weeks ago, or maybe, gosh, a little over a month ago, we had the Wright's Theater Company. The Wright Company, they had their first week of musical theater, and it was a wonderful jam-packed show, too. Lots of folks there. And again, that was in the evening, though. They did, I think that was from like 5 to 9 every night, and then a show on Friday night that was just spectacular. So how exciting is all of that? But this week we're right in the middle of it, and if we can dodge the rain droplets, I think Monday night they were letting out at 3 o'clock after the rehearsal, and it just came like a hurricane, and you've been experiencing that kind of rain too. So try to stay dry. We're thinking of the folks out there in Texas. Oh my goodness, the 120 folks, children and adults that have lost their lives in the flash flooding out there. And so our thoughts are with them continually. Now it's been a week, and it's just the news isn't getting any better. I think there's still 160 still missing, and after 7 days' time. It doesn't sound good for that 160 that's still missing. But you can be a part of the cleanup effort out there. Of course, keep those folks in your prayers and in your thoughts. But through what we do, through Wright's Church and Edwards Chapel, we're part of the larger United Methodist organization called UMCOR, and which is UMCOR, which is United Methodist Committee on Relief. And we go all over the world as an organization, and do cleanups and provide for hurricanes and tornadoes, flash floods. We just responded. We're still responding to Wheeling, West Virginia, with 2 months ago. They had flooding down in that area. Again, it's flash flood. I've been a part of one of those in the community that I grew up in O'Hara Township, along the little Pine Creek. Gosh, 30 years ago now. I think it was 1986. Devastating flash flood. Rained about maybe 2 inches in about 30 minutes or something like that. And in that valley, the Pine Creek Valley, 8 people died in that flash flood, and that was, again, 30 years, 1986. So those things happen, and they can happen around here. But if you want to be part of the cleanup effort, I'll give you some ideas here. One are these cleaning kit buckets that you can assemble. In fact, you can go to YouTube, look up UMCOR, UMCOR, cleaning buckets, and they'll even give you a video on how to pack it. But let me tell you what goes in these cleaning kit materials. You want to get a 5-gallon bucket and put in that one 32 to 64 ounce of laundry detergent, and just put the bottle right in the bottom of that bucket. One 16 to 40 ounce bottle of liquid concentrate household cleaner, no spray cleaners, but household cleaner, like, Spick and Span or something like that. One 64 to 34 ounce bottle of liquid dish soap, Ajax, Palmolive, Dawn, whatever you use there. One 4 to 8 ounce pump spray air freshener. One 6 to 14 ounce pump spray insect repellent. Or a pack of 10 or 20 wipes, Cutter, Off, something like that. Insect repellent. One scrub brush, with or without handle. 18 reusable cleaning wipes, no terry cloth, microfiber, paper towels, and remove them from the packaging. Cleaning wipes like handy wipes, something like that. 5 scouring pens, the green pads, 5 of those. If you could put those in there, not Brillo. 36 to 50 clothespins. One 50 to 100 foot of clothesline, cotton or plastic. 24 roll of heavy-duty trash bags. And take that out of the box and just roll that up and put that right in the bottom of that bucket. 5 N95 particulate respiratory dust masks, not surgical masks, but N95. Put those in there too. 2 pairs of kitchen gloves, like rubber gloves that you would wash dishes with. 1 pair of work gloves. And you put all that in a 5-gallon bucket, and hopefully you have a lid for the bucket too, because as you assemble these, in fact, we collect them all year long at Wrights and Edwards Chapel, and then we deliver them to up there to our mission barn, which is up in Newcastle, up in that area, or take it to our conference center in Cranberry. They make sure it gets there, and so we keep an ample supply in our warehouses across the country. You assemble these things together, secure the lid back on the bucket, and all these items got to be new, except for the bucket and lid, as long as the bucket and lid are clean. All cleaning agents in liquid form, no powders, because if the powder gets wet, then you're sunk. And again, we're going into flooded areas most of the time. We don't put sponges in there anymore because the opportunity for mold and mildew to grow into sponges. No personal notes, money, additional materials, just the recipe of that kit. And so that way folks will all be getting the same thing. Packed buckets cannot exceed 70 pounds. And you put all that together, and you could bring it to Wrights Church, drop them off on the porch, up on the front porch, and we'll make sure that they get there. Again, go to YouTube, like you can see this show on YouTube. And you can see that recipe on UMCOR, and it'll even show you how to pack the bucket, a little video. Yeah, we collect these things all year round. I took 3 buckets myself down to Wheeling, a month ago, and took 4 buckets, 12 hygiene kits for all the folks down there in the flash flooding that they occurred. My good friends up in Sharon, at the Quaker Steak and Lube up there, took 2 U-Haul trucks down to help, and we unloaded them down there at the lube down there in Wheeling, Tri-Philadelphia, to get them to the right place. And so, yeah, it was, I saw a video this morning, you can see them on YouTube too, about the rescue efforts going on there. And they had a school bus taking some of the kids and staff that survived from the camp that was there, and they were on their way out. And so they had the kids, you heard it, somebody was filming inside the school bus there as they were passing all the devastation, and of course there were tears, and there were unbelievable And then they broke into some praise choruses among all the devastation and the death and destruction. They believe that God is still very much present there. And here are some of the songs that they sang. Let me share one of them with you. It's an old camp song. It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up in its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you want to sing, it's fresh like spring. You want to pass it on. What a wondrous time is spring, when all the leaves are budding. The birds begin to sing, the flowers start their blooming. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you want to sing, it's fresh like spring. You want to pass it on. I wish for you, my friend, this happiness that I've found. You can depend on Him. It matters not where you're bound. I'll shout it from the mountaintop. I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want to pass it on. That's an old passing on, old praise song that the kids were singing on their way out, those that were praying for the survivors and praying for the families, of course, that lost loved ones. Still 160 missing, over 100 dead, and just a tragic situation. So our thoughts and prayers are with those folks. You've got the address for the UMCOR cleaning kit and the recipe. And after we take a little break, we'll come back and look at more of that. And also the other theater and music camps that are going on right in this historic village of Venetia. See you in a moment. Hey, we're back for a little bit of a break here in the village of Venetia. It's been an exciting summer so far. My goodness, they just got done, I think, with is it Mustang Ball or some kind of baseball tournament that they did over the 4th of July weekend down in the village of Venetia. And it was exciting to see all the folks out there, hot dogs, baseball, apple pie, and Chevrolet, or whatever that old commercial was from a long time ago. But I think they've got... we were at the concert last night and on Wednesdays at Peterswood Park here, and it was a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. So, oh my goodness, were these guys good? Everybody had, I had my kind of Hawaiian shirt on. This has got a picture of Kona, one of our dogs out at our house. She's a shepherd, a husky, and but I got the other dog too, Brutus, on another shirt. The big boy. But let's do a little Jimmy Buffett, because we saw him last night. That was a great group and a great concert. Beach balls flying all around, and maybe you'll see some of the things on, I think there was somebody there filming last night. So, living on sponge cake, watching the sun bake, all those tourists covered with oil. strumming my sixth string on my front porch swing. Smell of the shrimp beginning to boil, wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar and salt. Salt, salt, more salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I think it's all my fault. Don't know the reason, stay there all season. Nothing to show but a brand new tattoo. But she's a real beauty, a Venetian cutie. How she got here, I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar and salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I think it's all Wayfarer's fault. Got something on my phone there. Now, step on a pop top, blew out a flip flop, bruised my heel and cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, or something frosty, and soon it will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on, hang on. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar and salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I think it's someone's fault. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I think it's all Village of Venetia's fault. It's the Village's fault because we got too much fun going on here in the Village this summertime. We've already had, right in the middle of our second week of music theater camp, and it's Moana, and that's 9 to 3 every day from ages 10 up to senior in high school, and that show is this Friday night, as you see, on the 11th. The show, I think it starts at 6:30. I think it's a 6 o'clock call for a 6:30 show. And you don't really call ahead for tickets, you just show up at the door. And that's 788 Venetia Road, Historic Rites Church, and come see the show. It's just wonderful. These kids have been practicing for a week's time, 9 to 3, and then they'll do the show tomorrow night. And then we've got another week, take a week off, and then another week after that is 101 Dalmatians. And again, it's Kathy's Music, which is right here in McMurray. They have studios here in McMurray and also in Mount Lebanon. And Kathy's Music does great, great work. I mean, oh my goodness, through private music lessons and all music camps that they do at the studios themselves. Kinder Music, they are the #1 Kinder Music franchise in the entire world, which is a lot to say. But you see that, ages 6 through 10, July 21st through the 25th, same thing. The kids will meet every day. They bring their lunch. I'll be out there with snacks when you come into the parking lot. So get an iced coffee, a hot coffee, some muffins, and if your kids forget their lunch, just buy it right there. I'll have stuff there for you. And all those proceeds, of course, benefit Rites Church. So that'll be the third week. And then we come back again, I think, with the Wright Company in August. They did a show right at the end of school. They did Godspell, June 9th through the 13th, and that was an incredible show. If you've never seen the show, don't watch the movie. See the show. See the stage play. The movie does not do justice to the stage play. But we've seen that already, and the second one is August 4th through the 8th, A Tale as Old as Time. open to students from 1st through 5th grade. And you see the costs per camper of these things, and they sell out the applications in all of these camps. I mean, but go to the Facebook, as you see there, and sign up with the right company, because maybe they'll have a cancellation and you can get your child in there, because those are just incredible things too. Those rehearsals are in the evening, and then a show on Friday night. We've been doing this for, gosh, 4 or 5 years now. I mean, I think since COVID. We built an outdoor stage for COVID because Kathy's Music wanted to come down and continue their summer theater program, but they couldn't do it inside. And so they asked, could we use our campus? So we built them a stage, a 16 by 16 stage. And then the next year we put a pavilion over it. So we've got the Starlight Amphitheater right here in the village of Venetia, and it's incredible. So if you're looking for an outdoor space, I mean, if you can't get in up at Peterswood Park, give us a call down there at Wright's Church, and we'd love to have your event down there with us, and just hang out. There's baseball going on. There's the train club right next door at the Peters Historical Society, or at the Heritage Society. And then across the creek is the Peters Creek Historical Society too. They're gearing up. If you know anything about Washington County history, tomorrow and Saturday is the Whiskey Rebellion. Now, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and in Fox Chapel area in the North Hills. Never heard of the Whiskey Rebellion until I moved to Washington County 13 years ago now. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I went all through high school and junior high and everything. Never heard about it. And then we moved down here, and we hear how important it was. And it's even mentioned in the wonderful musical Hamilton, if you've ever seen that. The first year we went to the Whiskey Rebellion. I mean, they've got live music, they've got food, they've got games. It's just a lot of fun, and I think they even do dramas. I've never seen the street dramas, and I'm going to look for those on Saturday. There's a schedule that you can look for. Go online, Whiskey Rebellion at Washington County, and I want to catch some of those, because what I wanted to do the year Hamilton came out, I thought this would be great, do one of those flash mob things with my kids, and because we did excerpts from Hamilton at the church for the Historical Society. And it was fantastic. I mean, oh my goodness. It's an incredible way for kids to learn history of the Revolutionary period. And with the music, I mean, that Lin-Manuel is a genius. Because we're music theater people, our whole family, but that music kind of cracked the code from years of Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, Rodgers and Hart musicals that are incredible, that I grew up on. But Hamilton set a whole new genre. Anyway, I thought, wouldn't this be great? We could do a flash mob of the Hamilton musical. And I went down there to kind of stake it out. Where could we do it in the street? You know, just bring a recorder with the soundtrack, like you see they do in theaters, or like they do in food courts, or wherever you've seen these flash mobs. That was popular back then, 6-7 years ago. And I got down there and took a tour, and they hated Alexander Hamilton, and I didn't know that. I mean, had we done that musical in the street, we would have been tarred and feathered, for goodness sake, because Hamilton, as Secretary of the Treasury, give a little history lesson of this new founding nation, we had to pay for the Revolutionary War somehow. He came up with the idea, the current president with tariffs, that was what we went to, but about taxes. We didn't have income tax at the time. Hamilton thought, let's tax whiskey. And so we put a tax on whiskey. Now, Western Pennsylvania at that time was the number one producers. Kentucky just started making it in 1783. So this would have been 1794, 1791. The folks in Pennsylvania, they were making whiskey here a long time. But that was the cheapest and the best way to preserve the wheat crop and the rye crop that we were growing here, and to transport it, is to turn this grain into alcohol. And Hamilton said, well, let's tax them. Well, if you know the story, the folks in Washington County here were irate by it, so much so that they caused a disturbance, and they tarred and feathered the local tax collector. General George Washington, well, President Washington at this time, heard about it and brought 12,000 troops from Philadelphia over this way. Washington wasn't assembled yet. And they met in Carlisle, and a delegation from here went and met the president and said, "Oh, Mr. President, it's not that big of a deal. Take your troops and go back home again. We're going to be okay here in Washington County." Well, if you know the rest of the story, Washington did. Spent the night in Carlisle. If you go there, I've been a part of those historical reenactment things just as a witness. He went back, but Hamilton came all the way to Pittsburgh. In fact, he went through Peters Township, that we were part of Virginia at that time, because that's where the National Road goes. Hamilton came with some troops all the way into the city of Pittsburgh, and they hated him. So much so, he wasn't attacked or anything like that. But if you go to the Bradford House in Washington, the tavern that was there, his picture is turned upside down above the fireplace, and that means that you are hated. Because he wanted that whiskey tax. And in fact, they carted people back. There was a skirmish. A couple folks got injured. I think 2 died. They carted people back to Philadelphia. Forts marched them on the National Road. Everybody, I think a couple folks were sentenced. But anyway, just brief history of all that. Go to the Whiskey Rebellion this Friday and Saturday in downtown Washington, and just enjoy the history that was made there. And then come see us at the Village of Venetia the rest of the summer. We're right in the middle of the theater camp now. Come Friday, see Moana. In 2 weeks, see 101 Dalmatians. And then in August, A Tale as Old as Time. Again, watch this show. Look for the recipe for these cleaning buckets. We're thinking in prayer of all of our folks out there in Texas at this time. God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. And God bless you guys out there too. Come see us in the Village of Venetia anytime, and we'll look for you again real soon. We love you.